live stream should be up and running. I still need to fix that intro video because it still ends up buffering all the time. So let's go ahead and get this going. Okay, so this is the second attempt at this live stream. I attempted this on Monday and I did not get home in time in the time that I expected, so I kind of rushed it and things didn't work. I was able to get the intro video running, but not the webcam. So don't know what caused that issue. Part of it could have been that my Mac over here that I was using, which is what I was using to SSH into the Linux machine, was not operating correctly. I needed to be rebooted. I just didn't. Yeah, so this, my Mac's over here. It's a Mac Mini. So what I thought it was is that I was using the -Y option for SSH because I was testing that GUI interface. So I thought maybe the -Y allows for X11 transfer through SSH. I thought maybe that was causing an issue. I did not get a screenshot from it. I thought about it and I was rushing through, and we will get to that in a moment with when I switch back over to the desktop. But why that was the issue, I don't know. So this seems to be going pretty well. I'm checking the stream health. So using the way I'm doing it, using FFmpeg to jump between the different methods or the different input options, is causing an issue on the stream health. Sometimes it goes, the transition is quick. Sometimes it is not. And when it's not, I get a issue saying that there's an error receiving data on the stream. So the reason for this test stream is to test the next version of the scripts, which I've added the option to kill the version of the stream or the instance of FFmpeg when you make your selection instead of having to do that manually. So I'm still going to be testing, switching from input method to input method. Right now I have, that's a very good question. Okay, I have this webcam that you're looking at now. I have my microscope and I have the desktop, the X11 Grab. So from that we can do some testing. I still have not I've not connected the RCA or the HDMI input that would be a future video. I may just make a whole video dedicated to just playing some video games and testing it that way. So things I need to still do is fix that intro video, because if you watch that intro video live, which I think there were maybe 1 or 2 people watching it live, and there's 2 people watching now, it is very shaky. Now, on the other side, from what I can gather and testing I've done and feedback I've gotten, everything else seems to be working pretty well. So that's that, and this is just still some of my random notes on my sheet. A couple characters I still need to color in. Maybe I'll do that during this live stream. Maybe I'll do it at another time. And then we'll play around with some other stuff. So right now I'm going to switch from the webcam, from this webcam that you're watching now, to the desktop. And that may work, that may not. We're still experimenting. Literally 20 minutes ago this worked. So I have the X11 grab selected. I'm going to say okay for that, and then I'm going to terminate the webcam, and it should transition to the desktop seamlessly. Okay, it should have connected to the desktop. I'm just going to wait for it. Yep, it's showing in YouTube Studio. That is a good sign. So, as you see here, the options are still the same. And after this, we'll switch over to the microscope. So we can cue that up by just saying okay. And I think I have the audio set up correctly on the microscope. Actually, we will go back to the webcam because I just realized I did not have the microscope on. So we're just going to be going back and forth to the webcam and the desktop. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot the webcam needs to be turned on, and then once I switch back to the webcam, I'll play around and find out where. Actually, let's hold up on that, and I'll show you what I've been doing so that you can see. I don't have it loaded, so temperature's doing fine. We'll run VLC, and from VLC I can select the correct input device, and that may take a little bit. Give me a moment. Yeah, so the webcam I know is 0. I don't know what the other devices are, and I could check some other ways, but I'm just gonna play this one by ear for a moment. So we're gonna open capture device. So I'm going to say 6 is, let's see, what is going to be 6? Yep, 6 is the webcam, not the webcam, microscope. And it's kind of blurry. I don't have it zoomed in on anything. I just have it sitting on the desk right now. So close that out. So I still need to make some changes. So the audio is 2. I'm trying to find a way to easily figure out which audio is which, because it's not showing by name. So I'm still trying to determine that. And we want, since the microscope is 6, and we'll go ahead and save that. So back to the GUI. Now we can say microscope, hit OK, and now it asks if you want to terminate. So if I say yes right now, it will terminate immediately. So we're going to go ahead and say no. And we're going to be coming back to this because it's going to, I'm going to use this method in a moment. Excuse me. And it goes back, it just goes, unless you use end, it goes back to an endless loop. I need to figure out how to get it to register with cancel also. But again, we'll get to that. So when you do use end, this is a screenshot I took earlier. And let me just make this a little bigger so the arrow is not where I want the text. So when it sends the kill command, it exits normally, receiving signal 15, which is the standard kill command. It's I used killall FFMPEG because I don't have the process ID. I'm working on a way to get that. That will be in a future video. Hopefully, if I figure it out. When I ran this on Monday, this was not working. Signal 15 was not killing it. It was locked with the webcam, with the microscope, and with the X11. It was not streaming. It was saying, okay, we identified the device, we identified the format, and it just locked up there. It never got to this point where it was sending any frames. And when I tried the kill command, it just stopped. So I had to do the kill-9 command to kill it. And I wasn't checking to see what the exit is, but I don't even think, because that you can't use a signal handler, I believe, for -9. It's not a request, it's a command, and it just immediately kills no matter where it is. Where with the signal 15, FFmpeg must have a signal handler that says, okay, if I receive this, then we'll do something else. And let me show you what I changed in the loop. Correct? Yes, first in the loop. Yeah, I think everything was first in the loop. Let me go into loop. And this goes through. It runs. And my air conditioner just kicked in. Let me turn that off for you. It's 73 in the office. Okay, so loop is still the same. Let me look at the GUI. The GUI, this part is all the same. I still need to figure out what the cancel is. Maybe we'll play with that in a little bit. And then it runs that selection. And then when it's done, it runs another instance. I could have used the same variables of selection A and selection B, but I'm using C and D now. I've changed the height a little bit. I've just had a list, radio, same thing as before, except for it's just yes or no. And if it's yes, I do the killall FFMPEG. If no, I say we're waiting. Too easy. And the loop, as I said, just keeps going forever until either 0 or nothing is a selection. I need to, again, figure out cancel and have cancel send to 0. And that is basically it. And that's what we were testing. And since you're still watching, it worked. It went from one, it went to the other. Now, the other thing that I was working on, which I thought may have caused an issue, is I have been doing some preliminary testing with C to get this working as a C program. So the C-1, I've set up the pipe to RMTP program. I have not done a successful test with that. That's still going on. The GUI, I think I've had more success. I think I've gotten it to, so I have that first menu, but the second menu still isn't there. Actually, let's give that a check. And what I'm going to be doing after that is creating or capturing. I wish Nano had spell check. It might. I don't know the options. V4L2, which is video for Linux devices, and I've been doing stuff with that and with no success, and I thought maybe that somehow I changed the setting. Yeah, I don't even know what to put for that yet. That's why I hadn't included it earlier. So we're going in there, and I believe it is radio button demo. That could be the GUI test, I believe. Okay, and that's what I have. I have it where it selects. Okay. Yeah, this was over a week ago since I last played with that. So yeah, I have the video, X11 desktop, webcam, microscope, same options as before, and I can select it, or I can select it and end stream, which does the same. And I actually don't know if I set up either of those options, so I am not going to play with that past this. So this is a regular executable. This isn't a script. This is a C executable, or a C compiled executable. Yeah, we'll go with that. And I plugged in microscope in the wrong spot, so I can't put it where I wanted it. So, oh yeah, that's the other problem with this, is it just hangs there. Yeah, I think unless I hit at the end stream. Okay, yeah, that's yeah, end stream will end the program. Otherwise, you make a selection and it loops. So, I think I have the GUI. Yeah, I have too many things open now. So we are going to switch over to the microscope. I had already queued it up, but I want to show the next item. So we're going to go microscope. And this is what the purpose of this test is to test to see if it will automatically end. And as long as I didn't screw up anything with the scripts, it should switch over shortly after I hit OK. And it should be buffering correctly, and it should be showing any moment in desktop. Yep, there it is in Studio Desktop, and we're live on the microscope. And what can we look at? I don't have anything interesting to look at. I should have had some type of specimen set up. Well, let's see how well it does at looking at little text. Probably not well, because the lens on there is not very great. Oh, no, it's... Yeah, this lens that I have on here is a little scratched up from doing other tests, so you can... And I have it sideways. Now let's take a look this quarter and see how that looks. Yeah, I want to change some stuff with this microscope, because the issue is that the arm it's on is very bouncy, so I can't like take it, zoom in to here, and as soon as I let go of it, it starts coming back up. It doesn't mold correctly to where I want it, so I may put a different arm on there of some sort. There's and this actually works a lot better with Linux than it does on either a Mac, or at least my Mac, or a Windows machine, because both of those I would get horrible results. On my Mac, it wouldn't pull the stream in correctly. Half the screen would be green, so I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. Like, I can search part of it, but the top half, or the bottom half, I think it was, would just be green. It just wasn't buffering correctly. So that's one of the issues I was having with this microscope, and one of the things for switching over to Linux that really helped. From last I checked, the Linux Debian Bookworm should be released in June, I believe June 10th. Let's go back over to the desktop and take a look at that. So I'm going... Nope. Let me just open the web browser. It just locked up a little bit when I did that. Hopefully the stream didn't lock up. Okay, so I have the web browser open, and I am going to switch to XLS. Okay, it should have switched over, and we're going to try to see what the Debian Bookworm release time frame is. So we'll take a look here at That's Bullseye. And okay, so April 29th, Debian 11.7 was released. I'm going to check my other Debian machine real quick and see what version I have on that machine. Yeah, it doesn't say. It just says that I have 5.10.0-22 for the kernel. So that wasn't very useful, and I think the easiest thing to do will be to just type in Bookworm here. Okay, so this is it's still in testing. Let's see if this page is the one that generic release status page. I've looked at that before. Is that where I found this information? Yep, Bookworm release planned for, yep, I was right, June 10th. And less weeks up to release, blah, blah, blah. So the freeze date will be the 24th. So today is the 10th. So in exactly 2 weeks, they're going to do a full freeze. Okay, so it's chances are after, I'm assuming that on the 23rd, we are going to get a flood of last minute updates. And on the 24th, which will be a Wednesday, I believe. Let's see. I've never actually looked for the calendar. Yeah, I've never actually looked at the calendar on this machine, I don't think. Yeah, so the 24th is here. So new event, that is Debian Bookworm full freeze. And sure, we'll add it there. And then on the 10th, I don't think I'll be able to do a live. I would like to do a live stream on the 10th. So, yeah, I'm not worried about capitalizing or anything like that. So, I may try to do a, maybe the night of the 10th. I need to see what my schedule is. But I don't like doing that because that's what happened on Monday is I was running late. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll do it on the 9th. And final week up to release, the last week prior to the freeze. Testing will be complete, Phrozen, and only emergency bug fixes. Okay. Will be considered for that period. Please consider Sunday, the 28th at noon, the absolute last moment for submitting unblock request for Bookworm. Okay, I'm not actually involved in the testing, so I'm not submitting anything. Yeah, the only issue I've had with Bookworm was with Wayland, and that was with Shotcut and one other program, and I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, I had two problems, but I'm sticking with the X11 mainly because I'm using it right now for the X11 grab. And let's see. Please ensure all information on packages. Yeah, this is mainly for those that are involved in the testing. And I don't believe on this machine, because I'm actually using this fairly regularly, and I'm using it to set up the FFMPEG and the live streaming program that I'm building. So I don't want to switch this over to Trixie, which will be the next testing phase. I may find another older machine or another machine just to try running Trixie and do some stuff with that. So a couple other things that I wanted to show you is that with the X11 grab, right now I have it doing a full screen. I do eventually want to have it do a partial screen, and the best way to actually do that would be to figure out the dimension. So I still want to keep the 16:9 dimensions. So what I've been using is, was it Xinfo? X Windows Info. Yeah, don't know why I couldn't think of that. So you run this program and you select the window that you want. So I'm going to select this terminal window, and it will tell me what the absolute left X is, absolute left upper left X, upper left Y. So I can figure out, and then what the width and the height is. So the ratio is 1 to 1.7777, I believe, for 16:9. So yeah, so if we do 16 divided by 9, you get 1.777, and it rounds off this last one to an 8, but that's, so hopefully that cleared it. Again, I've never used this calculator either. I was going to grab the one on my desk, but you wouldn't be able to see that. So 1148 divided by 688 is 1.66. So this one's a little bit off. I could make it a little wider. Go, instead of 120 by 26, go 121 by 26. Rerun that. And we will give that another shot. And let's see. 1157 divided by 688. Okay. Yeah, I could. I'm not going to be doing it now. I thought I had this window set up to the correct ratio, but that would be probably close enough. I can always just tail it off so it has some dead space here. But this also tells me where I can start the top right or the top bottom. Yeah, let's take a look at this calculator. So we have Advanced Financial Program Keyboard. Not really sure about that one. Let's see what Advanced has. Okay, Advanced has, you could do degrees to radians, and radians to degrees, cosine. Okay, so you can do trigonometric functions. You can do log. Okay, you can do additional functions. New function. Yeah, you can probably program a function sort of like you can with Excel and Google Sheets. That should be absolute value. Yes, absolute value. And factor, okay. So that's advanced. Financial. Okay, yeah, payments, yeah. Huh. I wonder how updated this is. This is interesting, the financial calculator. I wonder if that actually pulls it from anything. Something to play around with in the future. Programming. Oh, let's see. Does this, okay, so this should be 1's complement? Yeah, 1's complement, 2's complement, okay. And your standard logic, not, and, or, XOR. I guess, yeah, from there you can do not and to do NAND, or not or to do NOR. Okay. Change the word size. So you can go with an 8-bit word. So FF. Oops. Let's clear that first. FF equals unknown variable. That's not very helpful. Oh. We'll go with hexadecimal. Okay, yeah, so FF is all 1's. Now if I do FFFF and equals, so yeah. Okay, it still puts it there. So let's see how many F's I can do. Okay, so it's only doing that. So let's see if I go to a 64-bit and hit clear. So we'll go FF, FF, FF. Okay. So it's doing it as each nibble. So each character in hexadecimal. Let's see what it puts in for pi. Okay, it did not convert pi. Mainly because it's not doing floating point. So let me put this as decimal and hit equal. And hold on a second. Hexadecimal. Oh, I've never actually seen that. That is interesting. I've never seen a decimal point with hexadecimal characters. That is actually interesting. Yep, never saw that before. And we put this to binary. I've never seen binary with a decimal point before. I'm going to make the assumption that it's just taking the decimal value and just converting it. Nah. Okay, so that's just some interesting things there. That could be very useful for doing programming, especially if you're doing anything that involves like flag registers, and you want to know what a specific flag would be in hexadecimal. So, like, we wanted to just set a couple flags. I have an app on my phone that does that. And as long as no one texts me, I should be able to show that. So yeah, let's go ahead and switch back over to the webcam, and I'll show you that app. Okay. Hopefully this is in focus. So this is the app I use. So in binary, so say I wanted the third. So let me just show you 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. So say I just wanted that 1-bit set. Now I know that in hexadecimal it's 04, decimal it's 04. So I can just say, okay, that I would and that with the number, or that with the number to get what I needed from there. Okay, so that is definitely something that is useful. Yeah, I'm staring at my phone right now. Trying to see if there's any other interesting apps that I can show you without actually showing you my phone. Yeah, that's about it. So, what have I been up to? That's a very good question. I'm not sure if I even know. So, one of the things I've done is I've recently gotten a book. It's a comic, sort of graphic novel. I don't know. It's My Big Round World in a Little Square Book by Sean Powers. Got it signed. And this is it's a copy of what he has on BigRoundWorld.com. So I think the book, the signed copy was $22, and then the tax. I don't know if there was shipping. I'm using the receipt as a bookmark. So let me see. Yeah, no shipping and tax. So far I've gotten that far through it, and I probably would have read through this whole thing last night, but I decided to take a break, and I'll read through more of it later. So yeah, this isn't sponsored or anything, but if you go to, where is it? Yeah, if you go to Shorn Powers, that's a 0.com. You can go ahead and get that book. I have not checked recently to see how many people are actually watching. Or if anyone's actually typed anything. Nope, no one's put anything into chat yet. And my clipboard was on my keyboard. So yeah, probably gonna do this live stream for about an hour. Maybe switch it up a couple more times. Make sure everything is still, well, the switching thing seems to be working. The terminating seems to be working. So let's run another check in a moment. Yeah, I'm going to run I still have not made a break video. And I may make a video on making a break video once I get the video on what I just did, do the actual full video for what I just did on done. I may take a break from the FFmpeg just to regroup and get some more content together. Yeah. If anyone is watching and has any questions, go ahead and ask. Let's see. I think I have a way to do it. Let's see. Start a Q&A? Sure, I'll start that. Let's see. Did that come up with anything? I have no idea. Say something. Let's see. Ask a question. Think I spelled that right? Sure. Okay, so there should be a Q&A poll on your screen now. I think. Yep, if you click on the chat, you should see the Q&A poll, and we'll go ahead and take a look. Yes, okay, so one other thing that comes up every time I switch, it actually does seem to terminate everyone that's viewing. And even though it may be the same, it may not look like it. It may transition, may just buffer slightly. What is actually happening, and this is more of an analytics type thing, is that say I have one viewer and I switch the input source 7 times, YouTube will say that I have 7 different views. But so right now we're at 51 minutes, so I'll go with 49 minutes just to make the math easy. So say every 7 minutes I was changing that. So 7 times 7, 49, I believe. Sounds right. So every 7 minutes it would change. That one viewer would say it's a new viewer, but it would only say that each viewer stayed on for 7 minutes. So doing it this way can mess with your analytics. So that's something I may make an overall video on this once I get this, because it's something that really doesn't fit in with the kill video too much. I may make a comment about it in the kill video. And that's just really weird that I'm calling it the kill video, but it's the using the killall command, the terminate signal. Sure, we'll call it that. And that is, so once with this right now, as long as you set up your input devices correctly and other stuff like that, is a functional way to live stream. Unfortunately, I don't have a plan most of the time with these live streams, and that really isn't the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to have live streams that are able to work. So I'm running different tests, and eventually I will get it so I can do it and without any further configuration. So the technical hurdles right now for somebody that was to say, take all these scripts, put them on their Linux machine, is one, setting up their input devices. I have not dug into UDEV too much, but that may be the way to make sure that each input device is correct. Number 2 is that these scripts are terminating the stream, like I said, and causing it to seem like there are new users. So that's not great either, and that's sort of what I was trying to do with the pipe command, and I might be able to further fix that with the C program. That's, again, yet to be seen that's once I start testing that. And the third is that it only runs right now on the Linux machine. I have not tested it with my Mac, which is a POSIX compliant machine, and I would have to set up the audio input because it doesn't use ALSA. It uses whatever Macs use, and then Windows is going to be the tricky one to try to figure out how the Windows version of FFMPEG sets up input devices. Yeah, that'll be another thing to play around with. So what I'm going to do right now, and of course I can't do this with the menu because I haven't created the break video, is I am going to rerun the intro video and then come back to the webcam. So let me just have to manually set that up. Let me make sure I didn't screw anything up. Okay, so that should be all good. So I am going to go ahead and switch over to that break video. Will I get something set up? Maybe. Let's see if this works. So now, right now, I am on the terminal window that's SSH'd into this machine. I'm about to hit Q, which should just do the same thing that the killall command was doing. I could do a killall command, but I'm just going to run that test with Q and see if that works. I'll be... Okay, so now it's time to make a mess. So I have these, a bunch of these pudding cups. I don't need my aluminum foil bowl. So I want to use these as little miniature planters. I really should have done my planting months ago, but one thing led to another. So first things first is these are... for lack of a better word, not porous. So go ahead and let's drill 2 holes in each. And hopefully that's not too loud on the stream. Oh, actually, let me go take a listen and see how that sounds. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, we'll do that to, I don't know, I have a bunch of these. We'll do this to like 3 of them for right now. And I have a bunch of seeds, which I didn't grab. I should grab. And I don't know, I like these little pudding cups. Well, I like the pudding that's in them too, which is why over the last year I've probably collected probably like 50 of them. I have a bunch that I still need to grab that are not in my office. These are the ones, actually, it's probably been close to 2 years because these are the ones I was supposed to use last year. And yeah, didn't get to. So I have my handy dandy, gardening spoon. So for each of these, I am going to take a little perlite, and I have a whole bag somewhere. Just I put this aside to actually do on camera. I was going to just do a video on it, but I can still do that. I'll just, if I would have thought about it, I could have set this up like I was doing a new video and then just downloaded the content, edited it out, and re-uploaded it. And I can still, and this is from Miphiolite. I can't think of what it's called. So yeah, just take a spoonful of that too. The ratios, I'm already making a mess on here. The ratios aren't critical for right now. And then I just have some Miracle-Gro pot and soil, which is like a year old. It does have some other stuff in it. It looks like it does have some perlite in it. And let me get that on camera. And just go ahead and Fill it part way. And give it a mix. Get everything mixed up in there. And then give it a little bit more. So both the perlite and the other stuff, the brown stuff, I can't pronounce it right now, are used for moisture content. And this is very dry soil right now, so, and I'm not going to be putting water in it on my desk. So fill it up to about there, and then I'll go get some seeds. So yeah, so that's one way to fill it up. But yeah, if you look at the bottom, most of it's still stuck at the bottom, and that just shook it up. And this almost looks like this has seeds in it. Whatever. Whoa! Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough for now. So what else I can do is, and doing this on my desk is not because of that. That's what I didn't want to do. So, take that, put a little in there. I should have just like, okay, I did one. Okay, that's good enough, and move on. But I drilled 3 holes. I'm gonna fill in 3 things because I'm just a glutton for punishment. Now the perlite's kind of big and easier to do. The other stuff, the other stuff, I'll just leave it as that, is very fine. It's like a small sawdust. And if this falls over, I'm in big trouble. So add a little of that. Should put the soil in a smaller container so I can do this, but why would I do anything easy at this point? Let's see. 3 scoops. 1, 2. Okay, 3 scoops. And a mess. A little perlite. A little vermiculite. And give it a little bit of a mix. And 3 more scoops of soil. And a little perlite, a little bit of the vermiculite, and we got 2 done. And the third one, again, I'll do different. Don't want to do same thing over and over again. What do you think I'm doing? Uploading YouTube shorts? Yeah, not too many people are going to get that one. Yeah, no one's asked a question. And it's going between 2 and 3 people. People are probably just jumping in, jumping out. So I've actually gotten quite a few people watching these afterwards, so no one's left any comments. So, okay, so right now it's been running for an hour and 9 minutes. It's showing I've had 8 views, and each view is about 15 minutes. So there's seems to be 2 people consistently watching for the most part, and every 15 minutes or so I've been switching, which is probably about right. I've switched a couple times. Okay, I may have put too much dirt or soil. Some people get very iffy if I call soil dirt. I don't know. Okay. If I didn't fill it up as much as I did here, I could have mixed it up a little more. But everything should settle and whatnot. But now need to go ahead and get those seeds that I forgot to grab a moment ago. So let's go ahead and I'll throw up that intro video one more time while I go grab those seeds. And yeah, I'm not grabbing water. That's just asking for problems if I grabbed water. So I'm going to go grab those seeds and I will be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. So what I have here are some olive pits and some cherry seeds or cherry pits. So let's go ahead and let's first mark these. So I'm just going to use mark this with an O. So I know that's an olive. Actually, let me mark it on all sides. So when I look at it quickly, depending on how I put it down, I know that that's an olive. And these are the olive seeds. I have another one of those. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of olives lately. And I've actually liked the pitted olives. This is a mixture of Queen olives, Spanish olives, and ones that start with an M. Yeah, can't remember what they're called. So I did that one as an olive. I have a lot more olive seeds than I do cherry seeds, so let's do another olive. Olive. Oh, oh. Ooh. Oh, yeah, this one's has more layered didn't really mix that one up too well. And let's see. I think I used one of the bigger ones, which I think are the Queen olives. I think this might be more of a Spanish olive. I have no idea if olives will really grow where I am. I've seen mixed things when I've tried to look it up. So, got an olive, got another olive, and this one will be a cherry. Cherries do grow by me. And I think next month is actually the... Just got an error, something about encoding. I don't know why. But, so cherry, and I can't remember what type of cherries these are. And these are all from store-bought fruits. I guess an olive is a fruit. Sure, we'll go with that. And yep, this is the cherry bag. That could be the name of a band, the Cherry Bags. Maybe. No. Okay, put the cherry pit in there, cover it up, and that is that. So, okay, I'm just gonna not hit my camera stand. Put these on a shelf for right now while I think I'm going to do what I said I should have done in the first place, which is try to make the recording for the video to do this. So let's see, let me get the camera set up a little bit better. Take this clean this off just a little bit without making a huge mess. So this is going to be the unedited version of me trying to make a long form video. Let me take a sip of water. And let me look up what this is called. So I have perlite and vermiculite. Let's see. Vermiculite. Vermiculite? Yeah. Perlite and vermiculite. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Should have muted that. This is definitely going to be interesting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and do some planting. And we're just going to reuse some cups from regular pudding. So first thing we need to do is make some drainage holes in here. And we'll go ahead and just use a standard drill. You can use anything, a knife or anything. And we'll just drill two holes on each side. Should give enough drainage. And we don't want, you could put them on the bottom. I like to have so it can have a little bit of a reservoir of water in there. You do risk some root rot with doing it that way, but we will, it gives it a little bit of and it gives it the ability to retain some water if you don't get around to watering it. So in there, we're going to add some vermiculite, just a small bit for right now, and not try to get this on my desk, and some perlite. And then for the soil, you can use different types of soil. I'm using Miracle Grow potting mix. It has food in it. It says for up to, and I just spilled that, food in it for 6 months. So it's not just dirt, even though I'm just going to keep calling it dirt through this video probably. And put like 2 or 3 scoops of that in. And go ahead and then mix that up a little bit. And then you repeat. Just keep adding a little vermiculite. Then you can add some soil, dirt, compost, whatever you have. And a little bit of perlite. And it doesn't really matter the order that you do this in. If you do it in layers, then you can get a little bit of a mixture going. And yeah, just try to get rid of some of those clumps. And you can go all the way to the top if you want. I'm just going to pull this little twig out because it's kind of interfering with my mixing. And I'm going to take one of my olive pits and put this in here. This is a mixture of different types of olives. Some are queen olives, some are Spanish olives, some are another type of olive that starts with an M. And I'll just, yeah, it's kind of branchy in that scoop, so I'm just going to add one more scoop there. And then I am going to just take a Sharpie, and on all 4 sides, I'm just going to make an O. Because the only 2 things I'm planting in these for right now are olives and cherries. So I'm just going to use a single letter to mark them. So now we just go ahead and go through that and do it again. And I'll fast forward through that so you don't need to sit and watch me drill and scoop at full speed. And then I'll probably throw a song in from YouTube's audio library. As if you've watched any of my other videos, you've probably seen that I usually use Take Me Out to the Ball Game. But could use anything, and I'll just, yeah, fast forward. I don't keep it to a standard speed. I vary the speed I do it at. I usually just, okay, this section should take a minute. And if anyone wants, I can always do that video on that on Shotcut. Don't think that's actually might not be a bad idea. So what I may do for the next video, because I'm really not set up, and I'd have to wait for this live stream to end so I can download it, so I can pull out the parts. Okay. I'm going to make a note. Hour 9 to an hour 30 for seeds. Just so when I do download it, I know where I need to go in the video. So the next video I'll do is I'll try to see if shortcut will run while FFmpeg is running, or if I'll just crash everything horribly. Okay, give this a little mix. And I think I put too much perlite in. This is where I'll stop the fast forward, and 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so now I have some cherry seeds or cherry pits, and these are from store-bought cherry, so not sure if they have the ability to grow. And throw those in, and just top it off with a little bit more of this soil. And I'm going to put this in an area with a grow light for a few weeks. And then once I see that it's sprouting, I'm going to keep watering it. Then we'll go ahead and put those outside. So it's second week of May. Hopefully by June I have it ready to go out. And I will give you some updates, not as a video, as a post on my community tab. So go ahead, subscribe so you can take a look at that, or check out some of my videos on FFmpeg, Linux, Raspberry Pi, Pico. In any case, thank you for watching. You have a great day. And then hopefully I can edit that, and I may have to do like some cutaways or something like that. And hopefully the audio came out okay. Yeah, I did put the cherries. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have to add this in. And yeah, and we're just going to mark these with a C. Mark it again on all 4 sides so you can see it without having to turn it. So I got a cherry and I have an olive. And I have no idea how that's going to edit together. That's going to be fun. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half. And I made a complete mess on my desk. So let me see if I can. Okay, so I can close the bag of perlite. Close this bag of vermiculite. Close my olives, and close my cherries. Actually, this olive bag I need to bring downstairs because that's the one I've been slowly filling up. I have one that's a lot bigger. So, okay, so I'm going to need to clean off my desk. I really need to make a break video. Yeah, keep using this intro video anytime I want to go step away for a moment. It's not working. So I'm going to go put this all away for right now and start cleaning off my desk, and I'm going to switch back over to the desktop, and we will take it from there. So I will be Okay, we should be on the desktop. Sorry, I was cleaning off my desk. So, yeah, that's how you spell perlite and vermiculite, because I thought it was permiculite. So, good thing search engines autocorrect. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go back to that. Take a look at that source directory. So I have this AV device check, which I thought was the program that was causing issues with the live stream. And that, what I was having a trouble with is with the IO CTL or IO control tags. I was getting a bunch of different issues with that, and also with memcopy. I've mmap. I've not really dealt with mmap before, so it was kind of a new experience. And then I have the GUI, which we'll take a look at right now, and I don't know if I hard-coded the my stream key in this RTMP out file, so I'm not going to show that. So let's I don't even know if I made any good notes in this GUI one. So yeah, so this using GTK3 and yeah, okay. So part of the issue I was getting is I needed to get these as global variables in order to have like dirt particles floating around now, and I will sneeze eventually. So I needed these variables to be global, and these also. So these are each of the individual selections. Yeah, this is eventually I'm gonna it's gonna probably use fopen, write the number to the file, and fclose with some error checking. That's, yeah, a future function. And then this is the isSelected, where each of the, if any of these are selected, and it should only feed one. So I was hoping that it could feed it as just a value, but it's only one of these should be true. The rest should be false. So I'm just running that as a separate function, and then on click, which I'll show you where that gets loaded later, it takes in this widget and data pointer. Now, widget I have declared up here. No, I don't. Okay, I have window declared up here. Widget is declared elsewhere, I think. So, select input, run the isSelected, and it changes the global variable. So eventually with the isSelected, instead of just changing a global variable here. I'm going to have that. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if HDMI is sent, it will save 6, or however it is. It's going to select. So right now I just have it say which one is selected. So if video selected is true, it says video selected. If X11, and then it changes that input selection to the number. So what I would actually want to do is return the input selection. So I'm not going to start messing with this program right now. So that would be a change. So then this, basically this right here, this whole thing would be done in the is selected category. So I may not even need these Boolean values. I would just have, if this is true, then yes, then this, else, else, else. And so if video is true, return 7. If that is true, return whatever. And if nothing is true, end? Maybe, no, end is a different button in this one. So if nothing is selected, return -1, and then -1 will be, catch that as an error. So all this would be on the future one. And I'm going to need to rewatch this video to even remember what I'm doing. And then write the comp, which would basically be writing that function. Okay, so this is when you, when you hit that select button, this is the function that runs. And if you select the end function, it will do nothing right now. Eventually, it'll write 0 to the comp file, and then just quit. Otherwise, I don't have it quitting. So yeah, so if you hit end, remember how I had to hit Control C? If I hit quit, it should end it. So send 0, and then that should terminate the session. So in the main, I originally was declaring things in here, but I had to declare them globally. Then here's where we use that GTK, and go through and set up the window. And where I had it earlier, at the top I had that URL. Yeah, let me go back up there. Here's where you can find all the information on how to set up the window and what that entails. So it's just setting up a window. It's a top level window. And then I'm going to create a vertical box. And set up the individual buttons. So the first button is this video button, and then it's null as what it's linked to, and then video is its name, and then the X11 button has the GTK video button, the video button as the first argument, and then X11, webcam, microscope, RCA capture, HDMI, etc., etc. Well, actually, no, etc., etc. That's all I have in there. And so this starts it up with each of those options and sets up the button. And this is the select button. And again, go through the documentation to see how that works. And same thing with the end stream button. So this is the select button function, and this is the end button function that it runs. Correction. On select click and on end click are the two functions that are called when you click on the button. Looking back, yeah, again, I'm not messing with this right now, but I should probably take the on select and add it into the button creation. Yeah, so I'll eventually do that. And this is just some stuff I was doing earlier where it just named it button 1, 2, and 3. And then show window is it once it gets into here, this is the loop it goes through until you make a selection. Actually, no, that creates the window, and then this runs. Sorry, this runs the loop, and then it just ends. So after this, after you destroy the window, then you can run some other code or however you want to do that. So that's basically so with that and the RTMP file, I should be able to start making something useful, but still working on these scripts. Oops. .sh. So we still have these scripts. I still need to, like I said, fix the break video. Check input. Forget what I have for that. The GUI. I have just a count script, and I was just using that for video checking to make sure not. I just wanted something. Just wanted something to just count the numbers on the screen every second. This was I was just doing a count, and I was also checking to see if my audio was synced up because I was getting some errors with audio timing in FFMPEG. So I was sitting here doing one of my earlier tests in there going 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and just counting through that way. So that's basically where we stand now. So that is, so I still need to, okay, so video selection, yeah, that one was published. That was a week ago from today. And scripts updated, and this is a pretty successful test for that. It didn't, I don't know what happened Monday. overlays. Yeah, I started doing that. I'm trying to find a way to automate that, but yeah, that's probably gonna be next week's video, is doing the overlay scripts and then feeding that into the GUI eventually. And I'm still trying to I haven't even figured out how to set up for the audio input on these. I'm probably, let me go back to, so like in the webcam script, like I have here, I have the key.conf for the audio plugin. So I'm going to try to do, did I do select.conf? Yes. So I may just make a general configuration file, and in there I'm going to have, like, the first line is going to be the webcam, and that's going to be this variable. And I said in a previous video what command I would use instead of cat that reads a specific line, and it escapes me right now. So I would have webcam as the first line, microscope as the second line, RCA as the third line. As the fifth line, I'll have HDMI, and then one of the lines will be the audio device. So I'll go through before I start a live stream, set up everything, so I don't have to go through and go, oh, which one is it? Audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, and play around that way. And then I still need to, one of the things is with the overlays, I have to use filter complex again, and this audio filter thing I have to change, so I have to play around with that, see how that works. Yeah, now output frame rate 30 frames per second seems to be working okay. Yeah. So that's going to be another thing to try to just get these scripts a little bit better so that there's more automation, and maybe even try to see if I can make using Zenity, make a input box for the configuration. So enter the number for webcam. I can put 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and yeah, it's going to be the even number because hold on. Because the odd numbers are, like, video 1 and video 0 are combined, except for video 1 I think has more metadata, and I don't know what to use. I haven't come across a program that really uses that metadata. And then 2 and 3 are linked together, 4 and 5 are linked together, 6 and 7 are linked together, etc., etc., etc. I do have USB hubs, so I can connect multiple devices. So I have 2 different webcams, which I think I have both connected right now. So I have 2 different webcams. I have the RCA. I have 2 different HDMI. I have the microscope. I have... I think I have some others in different bins and stuff like that. So I can have up to like 7 different inputs, which would be 14 different video whatevers. And then, is it media? Yeah, so you have media 0, 1, 2, 3, which are the different audio inputs, I believe. Let's see, media star. Let's do a -L on that. So yeah, so each of those. So this one right here is probably media 3, I think, is my microphone, because I think that was the last thing I plugged. No, media 3 is going to be, yeah, so if that time is correct, 1625, which would have been right after I started the stream, I think the only thing I had then it turned on is the microscope, which I'm not going to be using again, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And let's see if that disappears. See if media 3 disappears. Yep. I need to play around with that. I thought that was audio devices, and I'm almost positive the microscope doesn't have an audio component. And then let's see what video. Yep, video 6 and video 7 disappeared, so that was the microscope. Okay. And still no chats. It's this, I don't know. Depending on where I look, it's either 2 or 3 people watching right now. I have 2 thumbs up, so that's good. Or 1 thumb up. Again, depending on what screen I'm looking at. So I guess I am going to end this with the countdown video. And for some reason I'm gonna have to check this in like 3 hours once YouTube queues this up correctly. But what has been happening is it's been stopping at 4. At least any of them on YouTube Studio, that's where it switches to. So gonna edit the select.conf, change this to a 2, and then once that goes through, we're gonna run and just hit end on Zenity. So yeah, so I could just do kill all FFMPEG, and once I hit end, it should switch over to the intro video. And yeah, I can't use the menu because I didn't add the intro video, because this really should be a break video or a trail video. Yeah, but I never set it up that way. So again, this that video will show, and then I'll end the stream. For all those that have watched live or that are watching on replay, thank you for watching. Look out for the video where I go over the Zenity script with this kill all command built in, which I'll probably record later today after I have my dinner, hopefully. And again, thank you for watching. You have a great day.